So it's October, guys, so this is the best month to watch horror movies. I watch horror movies throughout the year anyway, but it gives me a better reason to actually watch more. And more horror movies and more obscure horror movies that I've not seen before, or ones that I've watched years ago and want to revisit them. And this time I'm going to watch for the first time Luther. This came out from 88 Films and it's the Slasher Classics collection number 29. What I'll do is I'm going to watch the film and I'll tell you what I think about the film, and then I will open this up and show you the inside artwork and things like that, because I do like to show the Blu-ray covers because that's what this is all about really, the Slasher Classics collection. So bear with me, I'll watch the movie and then we'll review the cover. Okay, so I just got done watching Luther the Geek for the first time. After I watched the movie, I actually done a bit of research for the film as well, because there's no clear date of when this movie was actually filmed or came out. It says it was made in 1987, but it also said it was made in 1990, so I'm going to guess it's in between that time, 87 and 1990. And as most of you know, I do love my late 80s horror movies, so this sets around just about the perfect time for me. Now quickly, Luther Geek is about a little carnival guy. He must have been about 8 or 9 years old at the time when he watched this freak eat off chickens' heads, and that's basically what he loved. But during one of the parts where this was happening, somebody pushed him and he accidentally broke a few of his teeth, and then it kind of goes to the future where he turned a little bit crazy. He wanted to eat chickens' heads initially, and he ended up eating human beings or bit their necks. So he got put into jail, and then years later he got let out on parole, and this is when the movie takes place mostly, is when he gets out and what he does. And it seems like on his first day of parole he goes out and starts doing the exact same thing again. He starts biting people in the neck. So there's this woman in a supermarket, she's putting her shopping in the car, but he's already in the car. Luther is already in the car, he's snuck in, and he goes to the house and then he starts terrorising herself, her daughter Beth, and her old man boyfriend Rob, I believe his name is. So that's most of the movie takes place around these 4 characters, and then you've got a police officer near the end of the movie. He kind of has a pivotal role in the story. Now the premise of the story is actually pretty interesting, and it was quite interesting to watch on screen, but the acting in this movie was absolutely diabolical. There was one actress in it, which the actress that played Beth, she was actually pretty good and she looked very familiar, so I had to look her up. Her name was Stacey Hajic. She was in Prison Break and a few other well-known movies, so there's a good reason for her being actually a pretty good actress in it, but everybody else is absolutely terrible. Even the camera work was pretty terrible. There's a scene at the beginning of the movie when the freak is, or the geek, is looking around to see what cars are opened so he can sneak in the back seat of one of them, and you can see the cameraman just standing there. It's pretty random, the reflection of the cameraman. And then a scene in the supermarket with the mum, who's already a bad actress. She's talking to this girl who wants to skip her in the queue, but you see in the background there's the cashier and the shopper are looking straight at us as if, you know, they're basically getting filmed and there's people just looking at them, and they didn't think to tell them to turn back around again or reshoot that scene. Very lazy film making basically, but it's still a good movie. Now I did try and watch this movie years ago. It was a very bad VHS copy and it didn't look like the quality of the 80s movies that I wanted to see, and this is where I put my hands up or hands down to 88 Films, because when they redone the movie, I don't know if they remastered it or they got a copy from somewhere else, but looking at this movie now, it's cleaned up perfectly and it does look like one of those 80s movies that I would tend to watch, and I thought that was really well done. So this isn't my normal movie review. I'm not going to give it a score or anything like that, because it's more so a Blu-ray review, and obviously the packaging that I'm going to talk about. But I would recommend watching this movie, especially around Halloween time, because it's that late 80s cheesy horror movie, and that's the kind of movies that I love. So definitely watch this movie. So what I'll do now, guys, is I'm just going to cut the camera to this and we'll have a good look around it, okay? So 2 seconds. Okay, so this is the packaging for it. So this one comes with the slipcover. This is the first pressing of the movie, so it comes with a slipcover. If you didn't order it early, or if you're buying it later on, you're not going to get a slipcover with this. You're just going to get it without the slip, which I'll show you inside in a minute. I've had a quick look over before I've actually started recording this, and I've noticed a couple of issues that I'll talk about. So starting with the front cover. So it's a nice gloss finish this time. 88 Films are known to do that kind of gritty matte finish, which I do like as well, because you don't get a lot of shine on it or fingerprints. This one does come with the printer prints, but it's still a good quality finish. One thing I noticed on this one so far is it says, it's supposed to say Edward Terry, who plays the freak in this movie, but it actually says Edward Terry. See it there? Edward Terry. So that's a kind of typo, a spelling mistake, but again, I don't know how they never noticed that, but they done it. So that's the front cover. I don't really like this artwork. I don't hate it, but it's the updated artwork looks a little bit lazy. I think it's Vinegar Syndrome that done the US release that kind of looks like that there. So I think they're kind of taking some of the artwork from other places, but it's overall not too bad. Going on to the spine, it's the exact same spine as the rest of them. It's number 29, and it did say 1990 there, and I did say in the quick movie review that I don't actually know when this movie came out. Was it 87 or 1990? But it's 1990 on here. If we flip round to the back, this spine's the same. If we flip round to the back, this is going to be the exact same as what's on the inside artwork, and that's it there. They've got special features. They've got the 2K transfer, uncompressed LPCM audio, optional English subtitles, Bite Me, an interview with Stacey Hajduk. I watched that one, it was pretty good, quite interesting. She clearly doesn't even remember most of this, or most of what she was filming. It was about 30 years ago, so why would she remember? They've got Geekdom, archive interviews. This is obviously the older interviews when the movie came out. They've got Luther the Geek trailer, Finger Licking Good, The Chickens, Carnies and the Carns of Luther the Geek, and then it says inside you've got a limited edition booklet, notes by Matty Berkowitz and Dave Wayne, and then you've got a reversible sleeve with alternate artwork, which I'll show you inside. And that's basically the special features on it. I don't know if you can actually see that because it's quite dark there. Let me just turn that up. So that's the back. So take the slip cover off, and you've got the exact same back again as usual. And here's the front cover. So this is the original artwork that Luther the Geek had. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to open it up. I don't know if you've noticed the mistake yet, but there is a clear mistake. There's the spine before I switch it round. Luther the Geek. So we open it up, and we've got the disc. I do like the artwork on the disc, that's pretty cool. Take the Finger Licking Good out, and this, and then inside you've got the ulterior artwork, which is the new artwork, and it doesn't have the Your Ratings logo there, which is good. Now the problem with this is, usually 88 Films do the new artwork, the newly commissioned artwork on the outside with the Ratings logo, and then they do the old artwork, the original artwork without the Ratings logos. Unfortunately they've reversed it this time. They've got the old artwork with the Ratings logos and the new artwork without, assuming that this artwork here is the newly commissioned artwork, because I've never seen this artwork before until this got a release. I could be very well wrong, and that this could be the new artwork and this could be the old artwork. But from what I recall, this is the original artwork and it has the Ratings logo. So if you do want to showcase your collection with the old artwork, you've got a problem with having the Ratings logo on there and the rest of your cover don't have the Ratings logo. So that's a bit of a bummer if that is true. So that's the second issue that I've noticed, and it still says Edward Terry on there, so that's again a problem. So I'll just look at the disc. I'm not a big disc lover because the disc is in the player, so you never see it. So we've got Finger Licking Good. I actually feel like having a KFC now. The Chicken, the Carnies, and the Carnage of Luther the Geek, 1990. I'm not going to read through it obviously, but there's one page. I do remember this artwork, it's quite a famous artwork. There's a Blu-ray disc artwork, which is pretty cool. They could have used that for a cover. More writing. And then there's the back art. That's just a little booklet that comes with it. And that's it guys, so that's a quick movie review and what you get with the inside. Now have reviewed a few horror Blu-rays recently, and those were the best run releases, and they're supposed to be collector's editions, and basically they come with nothing. However, these are cheaper, and they do come with a lot more. They come with a nicer slipcover, they come with a booklet, and they come jam-packed with special features. Even if they're a very low budget horror movie, they still come packed with everything, and that's what I really like about the 88 films. I do love Arrow. I love Arrow Weekly, to be honest, because Arrow do bring out even bigger quality. However, I think the Arrow bring out more common movies, whereas 88 films, they bring out lesser known horror movies that most 80s horror fans love, because we don't get to see all these classics. We call them classics, but we don't get to see these classics out in Blu-ray very often, and when they do, it's usually 88 films that bring them out, so I really commend them for that. But anyway guys, I'm talking on here, so check out Look for the Geek. It's a really good movie, and I would basically recommend buying this. It's really good. Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching again, thanks for subscribing, I'll see you soon, bye bye.